The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. I'm J.R. Glymph, joined as always by Thomas Stevens. What's good with you, Thomas?
Man, doing well. The draft is over.
The draft is over.
The draft is over.
Man, we build up to this so long, and then it's over in a couple days, man. It's
over, man.
Right. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it, man. How's everything?
Everything's going well, man. Fam's good. I'm good. Good is good.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Thank y'all for joining. You know where to find us on YouTube. Comment, share, subscribe. And if you don't want to, you ain't got to. But we appreciate y'all being here. And you can find us, all y'all that's want to listen, on all your favorite podcast platforms.
Oh.
Yeah. Al won't be joining us today, but we'll catch up with him next week. But before we get into the draft, man, I want to something Al really wanted to talk about this. We really want to. I want to get your opinion on it.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush got his Heisman back.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty monumental too. What are your thoughts on that? The NCAA gave him back his Heisman because of the changing landscape now in college football. So,
right.
I thought it was a good look. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. Long overdue. The kid earned it on the field. I know. I mean, everyone was getting money. You know, everyone was getting money. So, I mean, the kid earned it. Great they gave it back. It was a great gesture.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And they can only give all the kids that got suspended and kicked out of school all their stuff back too, if they only could.
Wow. Yeah.
But good for Reggie Bush, man. It's long overdue.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're gonna jump right into it, man, with the draft stuff. We ain't gonna be on here long, but want to touch base since, like you said, it's over now.
It's over.
Dudes like us, we're just looking forward to the season and the next year's draft. So,
right.
First, I want to ask you: were there any? I ain't gonna say winners and losers because it's too early.
Right.
We don't really know.
Right.
Nobody knows for the next 2-3 years who the winners and the losers are. But
right.
Were there any picks that stood out for you? I'll go directly to one that I know everybody's talking about.
Okay.
The Michael Penix Jr. pick to Atlanta. What were your thoughts on that?
I was shocked, the initial shock, because I know they were talking about pass rusher and, things of that nature, making the team better right now, this, that, and the third. But, we spoke about it. We spoke about how, what we thought about Michael Penix, and if people are sleeping on him, they're crazy. And, I really thought that the Giants should have got him, so, but I mean, I love the pick. They're insuring themselves and going back and they're talking about the Kirk Cousins. The Kirk Cousins contract is really, really front loaded. It's like a 1-2 year deal. And so I love the draft pick.
Yeah, I mean, I get where the concern is. I mean, when you've got that many holes on your roster, obviously picking eighth, you got plenty of holes to fill.
Definitely.
But, Kirk Cousins is no spring chicken.
He isn't.
And he's coming off a major injury.
He is.
And like you said, that contract is front loaded. So, they'll be able to get out of it. They're not asking Penix to come in immediately and play.
Right.
I mean, I get that he's already he'll be a 25-year-old rookie. But man,
I think they said 24. Is it 24?
24, 25.
Yeah, 24. Yeah.
But
24.
Either way, if he gives you a decade of elite quarterback play, who cares how old he was when he started?
Right.
And as a Steelers fan, I can attest to you do not want to wait until your franchise quarterback retires to then bring in another one. You got to have a plan in place. So I get the frustration of not being able to see your first round rookie contribute immediately,
Mm,
but hey, we don't draft for this year.
right.
So I get it. I mean, Keon is up in arms right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Man,
he's
they
not the biggest Michael Penix fan, but
they
you know,
said
uh,
they said they took that kid, they brought him in for a visit, they worked him out. It was 50 degrees outside. They said it was wind was gusting, and they said a ball was shooting off of his arm. One of the scouts, one of the guys said that he hadn't seen a ball come off someone's arm like that since Matthew Stafford. That's the closest thing he's
mm,
seen since Matthew Stafford.
I believe it.
And and when they saw that, they was like, "This our guy. We're not saying anything to anyone. This is
Right.
our guy." Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been seeing it all, since the season. And, I remember right after the national championship game, you know, Keon was like, there's no way this dude's gonna go in the first round. He sucks. And I was telling him, I was like, don't be surprised if y'all take it. Of course, that was before
Hmm.
they had Kirk Cousins.
Hmm.
But I shot him a jab right after the selection. I was like, don't you ever in your life argue with me about football again. but
Right. Right.
I'm excited for Penix, man. Like,
Yeah.
and the irony of it all is at the beginning of Kirk Cousins' career, he was drafted in the
Hmm.
same class as another highly touted quarterback in RG3. And nobody ever would have thought Kirk Cousins would become what he became.
Hmm.
So in the back end of your career, I know they say his agent doesn't understand the pick. Well, hell, you ain't supposed to understand the pick. It ain't your pick to
Correct.
make, you know.
Correct. Correct.
Um,
It's
so
not your franchise. Correct.
right, it is what it is. Your agent, be an agent. But
Hmm.
everybody ain't gonna like it. But I understand.
Definitely.
Any other pick stood out to you?
Of course, I like everything else went as we thought. The
To the
Brock
Giant,
Bowers,
to the Raiders, right?
Brock Bowers to the Raiders. That was I didn't think they were going to go Brock.
Mm,
I did thought that they was gonna try to squeeze one of those quarterbacks out, but I guess
mm,
all of them was already squeezed out. Because I heard
right.
and I hate to be jumping back to Michael Penix, but from 8 to 11 to 12 to all of those guys was looking at Penix.
Mm, yeah, if he would have
So
made it, if he was available to the Raiders, I think they would have taken him.
they would have took, yeah, and they said he would the Broncos. I mean, they had like
Right.
Bo, but
Yeah.
they was covered in him as well.
Hmm.
But I guess all of them just assumed that Penix was going to fall to him because it
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of storm, behind his name at that point. He was moving up, but not. They wasn't think he was moving up like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And after that run on quarterbacks, man, it was that kind of pushed everybody else down.
Hmm.
But to have six quarterbacks go in the top 12, um,
That's crazy.
yeah, and then not another quarterback go again until 100 picks later.
That was crazy.
But
That was
it's
crazy.
that's crazy. I was telling Lincoln, first of all, shout out to Lincoln, man, finishing
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No doubt, no
second
doubt.
in the I'm proud, man. And in the Huddle Report does a mock draft contest every year and a top 100 contest every year. So all the top and all the draft analysts throughout the country. So I've done it in like the last 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and I've handed the reins over to him for the website. And so he finished second overall, tied for second behind Todd McShay for the top 100 list. So 80, he hit on 85 of 100 players for the top 100. So
That's
that
dope.
was a good look, and I think he finished. It was over 200 draft analysts, and he finished 107 out of 230 something
Mm.
for the mock draft contest. That's a tough one, but
Yeah,
that's even
yeah.
good to finish in the top third. But
Hmm.
yeah, man, shout out to Lincoln, man. Boy, putting in a lot of work.
No doubt. Shout out, Link. Good
Yeah,
job, brother.
yeah. But I was telling him before the draft, this is his second draft of really immersing himself in it. And
Hmm.
before he, for one, don't get attached to prospects. Don't get attached to players, because you'll be coveting them for your team, and they go somewhere else like you're your rival, and you'll end up hating yourself and hating the player for the next 10 years because you had your heart set on them so much. And then secondly, well, I guess in reverse too, like don't get attached to how much you don't like a player. And
Right.
you have to be fluid in this process. Like your thoughts on a player and your how you feel about a player may change, or the consensus may change on that player from what you thought about them in January.
Hmm.
So like Bo Nix, he was like, "No, no way, Bo Nix is gonna go in the first round." I was like, "For one, it ain't got
Hmm.
nothing to do with how you feel about him, and
Hmm.
two, his, you know, his the how people feel about him may have changed a whole lot since January. So you
True.
got to be fluid in that process. And the main thing is quarterbacks going to get overdrafted every year.
Yeah, definitely.
So when quarterbacks started going that high and that fast, that's when you start seeing a lot of people get pushed down, a lot of good
Hmm.
prospects at other positions get pushed down.
Hmm.
Um,
The Latu pick.
yeah,
That
that was
was
big.
yeah, the first defensive guy off the board. That
Mm,
was because all we heard was Dallas Turner.
right.
But you and I spoke about, hey, we really like Latu.
Hmm.
Not that we dislike Turner, but we really like Latu.
Yeah, and those top
But
three edge guys, man, Latu and Turner and Jared Verse, they
hmm.
all got pushed down.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, it's crazy. We didn't see an offensive player for what, like first 17 picks or something like that. I mean, a defensive player,
Hmm. Yeah.
and they were all just sitting there like, "Hey, remember
Right.
us?"
What about me? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody want me? But it's but yeah, it's outside of those guys falling in the corner, all the top cornerback, every cornerback was on the board up until what,
Right.
24. So it's just a different draft, man. This draft was like it's intriguing. For one, all the quarterbacks, and two, like just it was a deep draft to start with, and
Hmm.
um, all the players that will push down the board. I mean, you see, guys gonna drop into out of the first round anyway every year.
Right.
There was so much talent still available going into day two.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Um,
Definitely. I think the Panthers did themselves a service by going in and snatching up Xavier. I think he's gonna be
yeah,
yeah, I think he's gonna be special. And they
yeah,
needed that. They picked up what Johnson from you guys, and then they picked up Xavier in the draft. They getting Bryce
they
some help.
they got uh,
Leggett.
Xavier Leggett. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's a heck of a pick. And I mean,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They moved back into the first round to get
right?
him.
Yeah, we'll move up
Mm-hmm.
one pick and
One pick.
smash
To
them. So
ensure that they get him. Yeah. Yeah.
right, because Buffalo
Mm-hmm.
needed receivers, so
They
Buffalo
did.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
used that leverage. Um, but yeah, love Xavier Leggett, especially like you said, opposite Deontay Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
with a different skill set. Because I'm a big believer that your wide receiver room is kind of like a basketball team. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you want to have guys with different skill sets, and not everybody does everything the same. So you got to have some
Mm-hmm.
big men, some shooters. You got to have a
Mm-hmm.
point guard. So I like the different skill sets they're building in that receiver
Mm-hmm.
room. Yeah. What do you think about your Bears picks, man? Y'all didn't have a whole lot of picks.
I
Five
loved it.
total. Um, well, we'll just run through 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we'll start with Caleb Williams, the number one overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have to ask, but I will anyway. What are
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts?
I wanted him.
Mhm.
It's just like when I seen him play his freshman year, when he was battling and I was like, man, this kid's special.
Mm-hmm.
And never in my life did I ever thunk that he would be playing for the Bears.
All right.
That's I was like, yo, this kid got it. So he's a Bear and I love it.
No doubt, no doubt. And I mean, we've seen this happen before with the Bears and a lot of high draft picks quarterbacks. So hopefully for you that this one pans out.
No doubt. No doubt. They was talking about, hey, Drake May and this and that. I was like, nothing against Drake, but we better not do that crap. Nothing against Daniels, but we better not do that crap.
Yeah.
Bring in Caleb.
Yeah, I mean he was the obvious pick. And I mean they knew it. He was the only quarterback they brought in for a visit. They were the only team he went to visit, so it was going to happen.
Well,
yeah, and then the next pick at 9, Rome Odunze, you called it. So obviously you're happy with that one.
Yes, I wanted him.
Yeah.
Of course, I like Neighbors as well. However, I knew he wasn't going to get to us, and I liked Rome equally. I really didn't know he was that fast. He ran a 4.47 at the combine. Big guy, 6'3", 6'4" almost.
6'3".
He's I like him.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
No doubt. As you
should. Yeah,
should.
man. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. And then likely got the smartest player in the draft in round 3. Kieran Amageji, offensive tackle from Yale. We talked about him on the previous show too. What'd you feel about him?
Love it.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna say that's gonna become redundant. I love it.
Right.
Of course, first thing I did was went out and watched film. More and more film and big, strong, powerful guy. Of course, played in the Ivy League, so they're gonna, it was a competition.
Right.
That's the first thing that they're gonna say. But I think he's gonna come in and he's gonna push for time right away from what I see. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think the best thing I heard somebody put it this weekend was he played against a lot of civilians in college.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt.
there will be a bit of a learning curve and a competition curve, but man, 6'5", 323 can move like that. There'll be a bit of an adjustment. But he's a big ball of clay, man.
Yeah.
And the good thing about guys like that is they haven't had the opportunity to develop a lot of bad habits. So you don't have to. You just got to teach them. They don't have to unlearn a whole lot.
That makes sense.
So
I like that concept. Yeah.
And then y'all went out and got a punter, man. I ain't know.
Yeah, we got a punter.
Did y'all need? I mean, if you're gonna get a punter, get Torrey Taylor, of course. But he's a heck of a punter. A lot of people were saying if the football gods were just, Torrey Taylor would have been up for the Heisman this year. He was that good.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, apparently on Iowa's offense was so bad, he was their best offensive weapon.
Wow.
That good of a punter. But I don't know. I mean, did y'all need a punter? I don't know who's your punter was.
Bro, I don't even know. Right. Once I looked at the pick and it was a P, I was like, well, I trust Poe so much. I said, well, I guess we needed a punter, so right. I trust the guy so much. I was like, I guess we need him. I guess he's good.
Yeah. Right. And what else can you say? It's a punter. Can't criticize it because it ain't like you know it.
Correct.
Yeah. And then that was supposed to be the final pick for y'all, but y'all traded back up into the 5th round. And got Austin Booker. I thought was a heck of a pick. The edge rusher from Kansas.
Yeah.
And y'all got some edge pieces, but can't have enough pass rushers in my opinion. Yeah.
Correct. I loved it. Of course, like I told you, the first thing I did was go watch film.
Yeah.
watch film, watch a game, watch Senior Bowl. Going against the best talent in the Senior Bowl. So I like what he looks like. I really do.
Yeah, I like Austin Booker, man. He long, rangy pass rusher. And like fifth round, you're not asking him to come in and start right away. So be part
Mm-hmm.
of the rotation, and
Mm-hmm.
behind Montez Sweat,
Mm-hmm.
and who else got on the other side? Uh, yeah.
Um, Man, we had the kid, the journeyman. It was a 1 year deal. So
Oh
we
yeah.
really don't. Yeah. So we really looking to play. I think Walker is penciled in
Okay.
for our starter for this year. I guess unless something comes up or a deal gets made. But Walker that we signed from the Titans in free agency last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna move him back outside because we had him playing in and out. But
Okay.
they're saying we're
Demarcus
gonna play
Walker.
him in Demarcus.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
Demarcus? D something.
Yeah.
D
But
something Walker. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so good opportunity for Booker to come in and learn
Mm-hmm.
and get some snaps. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. Any holes that you think were unfilled?
I don't because the tackle, the receiver got an edge. I guess seemingly we got a punter,
Mhm.
quarterback. We're loaded like inside. And we got a lot of inside depth on the line. Right tackle got Brom. He's backing up. A linebacking core is pretty solid. Corners like I think we did. I think our draft was really really good. Nice
All right.
pinpoint
Okay.
accuracy.
Yeah, and you can't afford to mess around. You got 5 picks. Better make them count.
That's true.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Well, my Steelers, I thought it was no chance
hmm
that we'd have a chance at Troy Fautanu. But he
Right.
fell to 20. But again, those quarterbacks going off the board that early kind of helped that.
Yeah.
I had him a lot higher on my board than 20, so that was a good look. Um,
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
yeah. Second round to get Zach Frazier, not have to trade up for him, thought was huge. I
hmm
thought for sure, we didn't have a center on the roster. Like if the Steelers had to line up to play a football game tomorrow, well, last Wednesday, they they wouldn't have had anybody to snap the ball reliably. Like they would have to count on just bodies to do it.
hmm
So not only did we desperate for a center, so to not have to trade up for one of the best centers in this draft and to still be able to get one of the top ones is huge. And get Roman Wilson at receiver in the
hmm
third round, that was huge. We had a hole there,
hmm
and all these guys kind of scream Steeler. So
hmm
Steelers generally draft. They have a type, and Roman Wilson is definitely a Steeler. And to get then karma came back to bite me. Getting Peyton Wilson in the fourth round. You've seen my text messages before the draft and my thoughts on Peyton Wilson. I was not a huge fan. I hope he proves me wrong, of course.
Of course. Yeah, because he's your guy now.
Right, he's my guy.
He's one of your guys. Yeah.
But I'm just I wasn't a huge fan, mainly because of the injuries.
Mm.
So if he can stay healthy and give us 5 years, with shoulder surgeries and linebackers, man, don't go hand in hand. So
Mm.
and he doesn't have an ACL in one knee, so you
hmm
know how that works.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but I mean,
Definitely.
we've seen it work out before. Hines Ward, Greg Lloyd didn't have ACL,
hmm
so.
hmm
So hopefully he proves me wrong. Then we go in that fourth round, get another offensive guard at Mason McCormick. Um, he's a stud. Don't have, going to be a depth piece right now, but our guards are a little older. So, James Daniels is going in the last year of his contract. So, a guy who can't resign James, he'd be a guy who's ready to plug and play in a year or so.
hmm
And to wrap out with Logan Lee from Iowa, Ryan Watts from Texas, really good depth pieces, guys who have
Hmm.
good traits. So I was happy with the draft. And it's different. Like when your team has holes at like offensive line and linebacker,
Mm.
you don't get as excited. It's not as
Hmm.
exciting as like
Hmm.
we need like wideouts and quarterbacks. It's
Hmm.
different.
It
There's no
is.
can't ain't like you can go watch highlight tapes for them to
Right.
to blow your
It's just
socks
not
off.
the right, not the sexy pick,
Right,
but
exactly. But I'm excited
mm,
because I
mm,
love line play and man, I was happy to get final time. If I see Dan Moore at left tackle for another season, I might jump off the third step of my front doorstep, man, because I can't take it no
right, right.
more. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, what are you? What are your expectations of the Bears? Or I know we're a long way away from the season, but to have Roma Dunze and DJ Moore and Keenan Allen at receiver, and Cole Kmet, um, how high are your expectations?
Man, playoffs.
Mm,
Um, playoffs, fighting for the division.
right.
Our defense is really good. I'm expecting Caleb to come in and play well. That's just what I'm expecting. We're gonna come in, and I think we are going to challenge right away.
Yeah.
Those are
So,
my expectations.
so you said challenge for the division. So, mm, which division's better, NFC North or AFC
Bro,
North?
bro. Well, just for the established players, I'm gonna
Mm,
have to say AFC North.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, y'all. NFC North is. I mean, if Caleb is everything that he should be,
Hmm.
that's going to definitely put the NFC North and the Bears right in the thick of things.
Hmm.
So it's going to be fun. You
Definitely.
yeah,
I'm stoked.
yeah. Um, with so Green Bay. I'm just
Hmm.
running through the NFC North right now and what they did in the draft. Um,
Hmm.
we get to their picks right quick. Um, Green Bay was able to get okay, so they had Jordan Moore. They got an offensive tackle, um, maybe a guard. Edgin Cooper, the top linebacker in the draft. They had a really good draft, man.
Mm.
Um, but it ain't any of their players. I mean, you just say, damn, we got to play them twice a year.
Mm-mm.
No, yeah,
Mm-mm.
I mean, good players, but
Yeah, solid.
right, um,
Like you said, real solid drive.
right. See what Detroit did here. Yeah, man. Detroit, Terrion Arnold, arguably the best corner in the draft. They got
Mm.
another corner in Ennis Rakestraw. We talked about their need for corner last week.
Hmm. Mm.
Some dude named Giovanni Manu. He was the first. That was the first who moment for me in the draft. Fourth
Mm.
round Lions pick when they
Hmm.
took a dude out of University of British Columbia named Giovanni Manu. Me and Lincoln looked at each other and was like, "Who?" That was our first who moment. So usually I'm able to last until at least like round six till as a player I
Mm.
had never heard of. But yeah,
Mm.
they took a running back, well, safety converted to running back from Utah.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty decent draft. Nobody just Terry Arnold could be a guy that kind of shakes things up there.
Right. Right.
Let's see, Minnesota, JJ McCarthy.
JJ
JJ,
McCarthy, man, the legend.
yeah, so and Dallas Turner, of course. But
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy, just because of their draft class, JJ McCarthy and Caleb Williams are going to be linked together for the rest of their careers just because they were drafted in the same division.
Mm.
And in the same draft class. I ain't gonna ask you who's gonna reign supreme over the course of their careers because I already know your answer.
Of course.
But should be interesting though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because JJ wins, man. He's not flashy. I didn't,
Yeah.
But he wins. I mean,
Right.
wins.
Yeah. And they got again Dallas Turner, a guy who's gonna chase Caleb around for the next 10 years. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, yeah, man. Like I said, we ain't gonna stay on long. We just want to touch on the Steelers and the Bears really quick. We'll go a little deeper when Al gets back next week. Um, you been keeping up with the NBA playoffs?
Man, it's playoff time for the NBA. Hey, all I know is I saw a text saying the Lakers finally won one.
Right.
Embiid put up what 50 or 50 burger to get a win. Someone else is playing out of their mind. I can't remember. Is it the Thunder? I can't recall who it was, but bro, I haven't seen. Oh, and who stole one in Boston? Was it Miami? Stole one in Boston. I did see that, but bro, I probably haven't watched 2 minutes total. You know, I saw one game where the Suns really, really needed KD going out in the stretch, and he just shot was off.
Yeah.
In mid third quarter, going into the fourth. So I haven't seen much.
No doubt.
I don't know why my love just evaporated for the round ball, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man. And one, unless we focused on it here on the show, it's tough to follow as deeply as it was. And I guess if your team is not in it, it's hard to focus on it. But
that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy because it seems like over the last month or so, the WNBA has gotten more buzz than the NBA.
That's true.
Did you see how that janky ass introductory press conference they gave Angel Reese in Chicago? Dude. So they did an introductory press conference in a rec center. No fans, with like 8 seats for the press. It really looked like they was doing a draft for Little League. Like it was. You got to go see it.
I will. What was that about?
I don't know, but it's I blame the franchise because it ain't just. Of course, the comparisons are gonna go straight to how Caitlin Clark was welcomed to Indiana, which was huge. But it's not like that was the only um, Peely. She got a huge neck press conference. Camila Cardoso and I don't even know how hers went, but her and Angel Reese are in Chicago together.
Right.
But Angels was just janky, man. Like she just walked into this little rec center, like it's like a practice gym, and she just waved. Wasn't no fans. Like it was just like some lady welcomed her in at a fold like a spades table. She was sitting at like it was just weird, man.
That's crazy.
They got to do that over,
man. they greasing.
Yeah.
They grease Reese.
Right. Angels, but hopefully she gonna make them a lot of money so they can get
no doubt
their next first round pick, at least a podium. Understand that?
Right. No doubt.
Yeah.
So that make me gonna go back and check out Cardozo and see how they welcome her if they.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
I'm gonna go try to search for it. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, man. Well, yeah, that's all we got. Got any parting shots for the folks?
Man, I just hope we do the Bears do the what's the thing called on HBO? Hard Knocks.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I want that. I didn't know we always turned it down, but we always have. But they're saying that they can force us to do it.
Yeah, they can.
They don't want us. They don't want to force us to do it. They'll rather us just to go in and just take it by the arm and welcome it. But They can't force us to do it.
They can. I don't know, man. I've always been. I think like the requirements for your team, or you have to be. You can't have a first year head coach, and it's got to be a team that didn't make the playoffs or something the previous
Mm,
year.
mm,
So, of course, I'm always like, well, I hope we're not in that position to do it.
mm, mm,
And of course, I think if they came to the Steelers to do it anyway, they turned it down.
mm,
Um, so yeah, I want to see your team on it. I don't know if I
mm.
want to see my team on
I feel you. I feel you.
it.
I think this is going to be the last time in a while that we're going to be at the position to do it. So I think they're
Yeah.
going to force us though.
Okay. I mean,
Mm,
it seems like they'd have every right to. First overall pick, new young
mm,
receiver, Keenan
mm,
Allen, all the other
mm.
again sexy positions um,
Correct.
are being retooled. So it'd be interesting.
Correct.
Um,
Correct.
cool. All right, bro. We're gonna wrap it up, man. Thank y'all for listening again, man. Check out the network at Defy Life Co. DefyLife.co. Check out the gear at DefyLifeGear.com. Again, please like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. And shout out to Al again. Shout out to Lincoln again. We'll talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
For life. Peace.